Okay, abusunya bɛ ma kwa ba so so ɛreba POG Media so abusunya yɛmbɔnwura ɛyɛ yɛnsɛmu ɛyɛ BNI for tata Afenyo Markins na ɔyɛ board chairman of ECG okogina parliament ɛto na no mutu ɛde ensɛm bi to dwa ɛkyɛ sɛ na yɛhwehwɛ ne kyerɛ akwan yi a ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa akwa na abusunya ɛyɛ Afenyo Markins no right now ya order say yenkonko arrest no na saa Afenyo Markins afa no ho adwen a eye che e be chinenti no da bia wadwane da bia odwane ekwohye parliament na we na BNI for abawura eye parliament wa che say omoche Afenyo Markins say he's under arrest abusunya enye asam keto akra over missing eye containers ECG na oye board chairman omoche say the ekoso bia no oni the Akuffo no he is under arrest. Yes, Afenyo Markins no omochim. Yes, I'm na yenkonkoti ensema force na answer na bekono o ensem can be a fashion comment section like share ma for so answer into me and can be POG Media so
we are all aware that the period within which these wanton criminality occur a criminality that involves a belt of individuals. We all know that it happened in the previous government. In fact, the board chairman, Honorable Alex Afenyo Markins, have actually made a public confession as a board chairman, taking responsibility to tell the public that he was all aware about questionable procurement practices for which he superintended oversaw as a board chairman. At the same time, ECG at the time had a managing director who is Mahama. Is it not a matter of fact that given the state of this matter and the seriousness that it deserves, that a board chairman now want to run away and sacrifice, persons who cannot come out and defend themselves, saying that he knew that there were some questionable procurement practices which involved these same containers, and that he's running away from responsibility and now calling on Parliament to support the minister. Is it not in the interest of the state for Afenyo Markins to be arrested? Now Parliament is on recess. He cannot run away to Parliament under the disguise of performing parliamentary duties. He should be arrested immediately for questioning, because these criminality occurred under his tenure as a board chairman. Quite apart from that, in his own public confessions, these confessions are things that should be made on a docket, because these are material facts. A board chairman is saying that I knew that something was wrong, ECG, at the time I was a board chairman. But yet I kept quiet until the entire country has been shortchanged. We all know the implications of mismanagement at ECG. One, you, the journalist, myself, the poor taxpayer, would have had to buy power at a higher cost, because some individuals are stealing. Number two, the current doomsday which we are facing, I have said, is not scientific. It's a sabotage from within. And clearly, these are some of the things that brings the debts that we have at ECG currently. A board chairman says, I knew about it. I even questioned the procurement, manager director. And he says, and then you kept quiet. You sat on it, you looked over it, you midwifed it, and today, because it is a crime, the public is talking about it, we should make it normal. We should sing, songs to it. We should speak about it in the media. The perpetrators go scot-free. The big politicians who are behind these things should escape the judgment. I am calling for an immediate arrest of Afenyo Markins.
ECG4 wamo ayira containers ayira na container na ayira no Pachobo, Honorable Minister voice the moment. Container mako 1,000 near Chirina. Honorable Minister said, Omakako 40.
Most important one has to do with the whereabouts of those containers.
Indeed.
The briefing I got this morning, and let me comment the National Security Operatives and the law enforcement agencies. The information I got this morning is that already they've traced about 40 of them to a particular terminal or warehouse in Tung, which belongs to an Indian man of extraction, and they've confiscated all the 40 containers, and they are moving them to a secured location. The man indicates that those containers were sold to him last year, and so that's a subject of a matter of investigation, and the law enforcement agencies would ensure that the law takes its course. There are also reports of some other areas that they are picking intelligence. They will trace all of them, retrieve all the containers as soon as possible, and put the perpetrators before the courts of competent jurisdiction. Let me just sound that when we start prosecuting these people, let nobody come to say we are witch hunting. These are properties of the states. Every legitimate and legal means to ensure that we retrieve them and to hold all those behind these acts to account. And so we'll continue to work hard and ensure that we retrieve all these containers.
Okay, and the Honorable Abu Jinapo, and I John Jinapo rather. John Jinapo, Energy Minister, I'm attending Kano. Containers Makuma 1,003 something, no. And yes, so Makwa 40. Benjamin is energy expert as a consultant. Senior Timika, Memoha at the Pampas live on Radio Gold.
Yeah, Nalavaji.
Bibi Abokodia.
Raji, Namiadum, no, yeah,
Namiadum. Enra me interceptive video be na oka say ECG craniama. Ayana, it comes with some specifications say what niama ne ho.
Yeah.
Enti ebe den say individual bi ebe kwakwa tosa den so kwakwa use. Now I told you say containers mako 1,300 plus no. Emu 40 akodi India ni bi nche wo Kantamaso e krom ha ya akra yeni nkomo emphasize dwuma de hu onwa say revelations be say baba
nyame ngonwa ntina ye position na say o ka say containers da amesia ana missing containers ya na wonya adwen containers no obi na wia there was o ka say stolen containers because one the container no free abrochiri anamanane ebedru ye porter GRA and I was also say obekipi containers na until say duties also utia but they are by company there could be some tax exemptions and concessions side this particular company na utia wie kra na also standard authority and so ba ebe say niema na to akraba no emiti your local standard and sana bia ya tiasie ama containers no are free any of the terminals edi akoba bia wo say ko minister no audit report no preliminary one na yeti assess containers in e was a tier duties be 1.5 billion but yanyantia it is a yanyantia ebeko demolish and I said sale no here keep containers no e won terminal another a bonded warehouse here or na minia say GRA keep containers na say containers ye kokan ye koy stock taking e pese reconcile figures na ye ko na GRA say oh containers amode ye wo ha no e 2,500 na say minister say na 2,500 ye ko ye no transition say 3,000. Nti mokasa na mokano any transition no boy bra kakra. Nti sadia yenye stock taking. Na yen hwese transition ne kanokre. Ana say year for mona mokano. Ye stock accounting and stock taking here. Say I want to know. The Mukra Jerry de Maya, no, yes, I accounting. No. As I shall follow by 1,357. Minia, 10 year chronoa, na a day. And may say these things cannot just be missing. At the end, we are no behavior. Into a position, no. Now, the second part, na make us say, ECG na be using. Yes. Another theory says some of these containers, no, ECG procurement department, Eshada, Eddie and Crankre business, because of the ECG are buying company, no. Omu procurement department no Eddie and Crankre businesses now are import in the name of ECG. And this omu import in the name of ECG. There could be certain concessions ECG be benefited, but indirectly ECG ne benefited, but rather the private person obetua ama ECG procurement department and benefited. There could be either tax exemptions because of the ECG buying company no, that private person no and be benefited. Until you say another theory say a container it means that containers do not ECG crab by yanka yano ECG procurement department na or crab containers and that is also aiding and abetting of crime. The almost private individuals no impia. But the enemy minister na confirm and say containers ne bia kodi India ni ho. But the other suni that India ni we then containers ne be back to ECG because that is what they do. Yan kramra Yema and delay diary and issue demurrage. Yeni say yen to me and cockle diary and oxima company yenim ye oximana that or sign at home amaye. And there's even these allegations out there. The grapevine said one of the containers, no, and some of the containers, none you may woman no, it's about $1.5 million. Some of them. That $1.5 million, no. Ye auction ye auction company bima company ne to sa particular containers no $300,000. Every actually no na sa company no assign abeton ama ECG $3 million. So sa kanana eno moye ntiminia container nyirae the container ira then it means that sa krono die no ebeya commissioner of customs then ne ho beka dwamu kakra because on there was also containers and so. A standard authority. Oma containers ni free terminals no. Ni hobeka kakra because also making sure say container never it meets our standards and turn about market and as ako ECG office. Say containers no yes ira na excess national security operatives no more ports. Omunyina be making sure say obi bia na also tiane tax no. Yet me the containers free hono. Na no so manyo modwuma ye. Nti individuals with these state agencies and the bio mokam hubom kanana containers ni fio enti enyiraye nipa na awia na nipa awia so a omuntimi wia abra GRA officials nyawe omuntimi wia abra custom officials nyawe omuntimi wia abra standard authority officials nyawe omuntimi wia abra national security operatives nyawe and omuntimi wia so abra ECG nyawe.
I see. But yet to wake a crowd for an amimisa question when you say, I buying a crowd near the bar because it's because I buy a crowd near the bar. ECG, I buy the Amebuana.
Oh, I buy there.
Now, the same I buy an port to no Sweden, whether or no be crowd calling to partnership. I buy so I will say, oh, port in him. A cocoba say, me a buying a cram near my dear Bano. Seminyasi can ye typically call demurrage.
Yes, I think that until American car say a buying companies, a bill of concessions and there's a bill word exemption.
Okay.
We are buying company, sometimes and also content crow. What I see those days not the big ECG. Okay, ECG as or say a public company there by a limited by liability. Into so a limited by liability and you say a lot of exemptions. Into new money be you bet to me I'm more exemptions. New money be a bill of entry, no? You bet mark I say, oh, you bet concessions. A concession is just obey Chiabi, but won't Chiabi. Inti, the Ube Chiabi in the own Chiabino, and no ECG into Mintia. And no so clan a bit more by Sabiana Wapayo because it's a grand scheme. Say Yentia, Yebenya, demurrage. Ena demurrage a yen Oxima company nim. Ye Oxima company nim on sign better my news. Then your my Ghana car. And if you look at the data carefully, meaning 2021 ECG liabilities 23 billion Ghana cedis. Just 2024 ECG liabilities have grown to 68 billion Ghana cedis. So in 3 years, no, ECG liabilities have grown more than threefold. So one of these reasons into liability near grown no, is because omoya credit purchases. And credit purchases no, ube komuno say yes, serious auditing of their books are stock accounting na ube komuno na some of these containers no ya pam omo a nkofo edi ECG ati a omoji huska. Ni nyina beka ho ema ECG ne ka no doso and they form part of the short term liability. Nti minia ECG ne de da bia yaka asem se yenhwe na yen privatize company because ye jane sa ankra politicians yo mu be for mu ameki sika at the expense of state amaka be da ho amaye na amenu kai 68 billion aban kra ntimi ntire se ne betima tua sa aka no is because nkofo bi ayo mo kana na so be boye ka and many ministers so yadwen Minister of Energy and Green Transition yes sir obi bia ne ho akofore sa asem mu se mra ni di a mo bia mekasa ye ma mra ni se mra no so nya ne so a ye ma ne serve ni full sentence any kwan say yakase or your politicians no or serve 1 year bia ye mfa nche no ye ma ni pa ne serve the full sentence so that ebeye nhwesode ana hwesode ama wona ono so mani these state owned entities do mbeye omadwuma yi.
I see. But now you corner make us say before we were told say containers now 3,000 terminal transition air cost no na eno na wamso ko mko na say number no en sheda en so papa later esote about 2,500 and a massoti committee but within that period na transitional team ni yoma jumano at that time na the incoming government and the outgoing government no to me and for me tax force we say they should go and account and now I'm going to recount of containers so that within that month you know to me I setting say containers they do ni because some case we say see that 1 month at a time and can some come after 2-3 months and can you some come you.
I think that it was a transition. Normally, transition is not a field operational work. Documents and paperwork and handing over notes. Yes, transition, and that is it. It was a Abdaya Obano, a full report on the various sectors and also the various agencies are almost a binary. Into a paper document. We had the course during the transition now. Not paper documents, and as the documents, and na a binder down a day ma bind for frono with respect to ECG or day man say your crack container be by a 3,000 after inauguration of this current president and a president minister and the minister ne air coffled a confirm reporter transition in the man into a mufilda or kono and a oko GRA terminal eco cast ECG say 3,000 containers been and a GRA forecast that be documents mudie a 2,500 and Honomono won't even fall to GRA and won't even fall to ministry because GRA doesn't report to the Minister of Energy and Green Transition or report to the Minister of Finance. You see, Minister there or no bejane the free ECG or report to the ministry. Inti Minister of Finance on the benya or no so the terminal report from GRA. So Minister the call say okay, yeah, field inspection because they say 3,000. I didn't think 3,000 account. Odu ho Nigeria phone so the documents man say that you and 3,000 minimum a year 2,500. And no ma Minister no say no. Kasa na enko ye because it and tally where is 3,000, where is 2,500 and yes adia yenhwemu. Nhwemu na hu say ya short follow 1,357. And not so say sa kro die we no and sharp it probably started around 2022 or even 2021 because the containers do say hey free more the natural say between 1 year clear these containers you're clearing kakran and abe free abe.
Okay, abusun awene ensema ekoso e wo political highway so Afenyo markings ɛna ɛkyɛ sɛ wafa ne ho adwene odwane ɛkɔhyɛ parliament house a BNI for atoa no wɔ hɔ a ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa koraa abusua bɛdɛ ma asɛsɛ mo gyere pene kokotii sɛ audio wei ɛde ma aha APOG Media so bɛdɛ ma asɛ